Now in Good Morning Northwest, the historic and delicate ceasefire agreement in the Middle East. While talks are underway about releasing hostages, breaking news overnight about a deadly Israeli airstrike in Gaza.
More fog and clouds today. We are going to see that colder air move in. What could possibly come with it? Coming your way.
And a challenge to Washington's ban on high-capacity magazines goes all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Is it a violation of the Second Amendment? We look at the arguments before the justices. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Good morning, I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Thursday, January 16th. Welcome to it. We're starting things off today with Mr. Mark Peterson here. He's giving us a look at our forecast. We got fog, we got freezing fog, all the good stuff.
We've got all of that. All of that and more. What we really have is just the potential for you to get everything ready about 10 minutes early and just take it easy getting into your day. 26 currently into Spokane. Not seeing fog downtown. Over into Coeur d'Alene, we do see some light fog, 28 degrees. Taking a look at the 4 things we want you to know. There's going to be more clouds today than yesterday. It's going to be colder starting tomorrow with a cold weekend ahead. Possible morning fog each and every day. Some dense in places. Radar and satellite, well, the radar's taking the morning off. In our area, we are going to see more of the potential flurries coming in later on today and into Friday morning, but that's going to be in the mountains of Idaho. Otherwise, we've just got some clouds on the move. 28 currently into the valley. We've got 26 at Deer Park, 28 into Post Falls. Jeannie, you're sitting at 24 degrees. Always one of the cool spots, right? Temperature, and you are cool. Temperatures into the mid-30s today. We are going to have variable clouds. We could see some sun breaks, but not like what we had yesterday.
We are following breaking news. The deal between Israel and Gaza hangs in the balance as an Israeli bombardment in Gaza City killed 77 people overnight. Gaza's civil defense says it came just hours after the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas. Video from the scene shows rescuers trying to cut people free from blankets under the weight of a destroyed building. Rescuers taking injured children for treatment. And people in Jerusalem protesting against the ceasefire deal, some chanting, "Not striking a deal with Satan." Video shows protesters marching the streets and waving flags, holding signs reading, "You have no mandate to surrender to Hamas." Within the last hour, we have learned a key party in the Israeli government is threatening to quit if Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't return to war in Gaza.
Despite the challenges, the Biden administration says it believes some of the hostages, including Americans, could be released as soon as this weekend. Hannah joins the Breaking Now desk for us with the latest from Gaza. And Hannah, people in there are celebrating in the streets.
That's right, Natalie. Take a look at this. You can see people chanting, smiling, and jumping, some even throwing their hands up as a sign of relief and gratitude. Now, beyond all of these questions, the deal is, it's whether the ceasefire deal can survive beyond the first phase. So the deal is split into 3 phases. The first phase involves a 6-week pause in fighting. During that time, negotiations are also made to end the war. Then what could follow is the release of 33 hostages held by Hamas, including 2 Americans.
I'm happy that they actually managed to pass it over the finish line. I hope the nightmare is over.
Looking ahead, the second phase involves the release of all living hostages that remain. At that point, Israeli forces would withdraw from Gaza. The details are still undetermined, but the third phase would start the reconstruction of Gaza.
The question is, what has changed and what has the Trump team told the different countries involved that made them actually bring this about?
If the phases are approved, we could see the first hostages released on Sunday. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks so much. Today is sentencing day for the couple convicted of killing a 19-year-old and leaving his body in the trunk of a car. John Eisenman and his fiancée, Brenda Cross, pleaded guilty to killing Andrew Sorensen in 2020. According to court documents, Eisenman told police he kidnapped and killed Sorensen after he sold his daughter into a sex trafficking ring in Seattle, despite there being any proof that that ever happened. Both Eisenman and Cross could be sentenced to life in prison.
Well, across Washington and Olympia, Bob Ferguson is sworn in as the first new governor in 12 years, replacing Jay Inslee. The former attorney general will have to focus on the state's $12 billion budget gap. Governor Ferguson is calling for a 6% across-the-board spending cut on his first day in office, a move that could save $4.4 billion. Well, the fate of Washington's ban on the sale of high-capacity magazines is now in the hands of the state Supreme Court. Lawyers for a Washington gun shop argued the ban on magazines that hold more than 10 rounds violates a part of the state constitution that protects the right of the individual citizen to bear arms in defense of himself or for the state. But the state argues these magazines aren't necessary to make a gun work. Lawyers for the Attorney General's office say since they're accessories, the ban does not violate state or federal constitutions. To see what other arguments were made by both sides, you can look for this story on KXLY.com.
Once Donald Trump takes over the Oval Office, he'll appoint more people to key positions across the country. That includes a new U.S. attorney for Eastern Washington. Vanessa Waldrop will step aside. President Biden nominated her as the chief federal law enforcement officer here in late 2021. The Senate unanimously confirmed her. While Waldrop was only in the position for about 3 years, she made a big impact going after drug trafficking rings, COVID fraudsters, and environmental and civil rights abusers. I spoke with her about some of the work she is most proud of, including collaborating with many local stakeholders and agencies and being as transparent as possible.
And that's important for victims to come forward and for, tribal communities to feel safe on tribal lands when there hasn't been as much investment in taking those cases historically. So I think that part of the role of community engagement and transparency has been very important to me.
Following Waldrop's departure, Richard Barker, the first assistant United States attorney, will become acting U.S. attorney until a Trump appointment's made. Good morning, Northwest time is 6 minutes after 6.
Checking back in with Mark here as we're taking a look at those roads outside, some of that fog hanging around.
Dense fog advisory from Ritzville to Moses Lake down into the Tri-Cities, that triad of trouble. We see that now, so be careful. Things are looking better in North Idaho. Right now in Spokane, not a lot of fog, a little low cloud deck there. We're going to have a full check of your forecast coming up.
A triad of trouble, huh?
There you go.
It's Spokane, chosen as a government-funded aerospace hub. Just ahead, what that means, when it could be operational, and the job opportunities available.
And we take you to the heart of the California wildfires. Coming up, the progress on fighting them and the growing concern for everyone there.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now weather is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Rain or shine, day or night, good weather always reigns at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. No matter the weather, winning is better. Your 7-day forecast calls for fun at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene Casino, winning is just the beginning.
Next live, the night agents Gabriel Basso, Golden Globe winner Fernanda Torres, and it's Finance Week.
We can taste the financial freedom.
Watch live today at 9, right after GMA.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting.
I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Once again, it's time for Kerner Furniture's annual January clearance sale. Everything in the store is reduced for clearance, and there's never been a better time to buy. Kerner Furniture's January clearance sale. It's time.
If you remember this commercial, it might be time for some new furniture.
And with the Kerner clock ticking, it's the perfect time during our January clearance sale.
Time for a new Lazy Boy recliner at the lowest prices in town? We've got a few.
Find time to come into Kerner Furniture during our January clearance sale.
Clock's ticking.
Get ready for the largest national RV show ever. Today through Monday at the downtown Spokane Convention Center. Multiple RV dealers, countless manufacturers, and unbelievable deals. Shop Brinkley, Grand Design, Jayco, Bigfoot, and more. All the newest travel trailers, toy haulers, fifth wheels, and motorhomes. All with massive manufacturer discounts. Free admission, live music, adult beverages, family fun, scavenger hunts, and you could win a new RV. Today through Monday at the Spokane Downtown Convention Center. Schedule a free VIP tour at nationalrvshow.com.
Meet Gomer Pyle, Musical Marie.
Watch MeTV over the air on KXLY 4.2.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals? Let's go! Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness.
Join the movement. It is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Firefighters should get a reprieve from the dangerous conditions fueling the extreme fire threat in Southern California, as winds are expected to ease tonight. While the wildfires in LA County have not grown in the last few days, the real issue is smoldering hot spots where fires can linger. Another growing concern, toxic ash from the fires. Health officials are urging people in areas impacted by ash to wear proper masks.
Blue Origin passed a major milestone early this morning. Jeff Bezos' space company successfully launching its New Glenn rocket into orbit. It's carrying demonstration tech for a spacecraft in development called Blue Ring. The company hopes that Blue Ring can be used to move satellites around in space. NASA also intends to use New Glenn rockets to launch 2 orbiters to Mars.
Hawaii's Kilauea volcano began spewing a fountain of lava yesterday. It's the 4th eruptive phase since it rumbled back to life in late December. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the eruption in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park began at around 7:15 yesterday morning. Intermittent lava activity has been seen in the crater at the summit of Kilauea since the volcano reawakened on December 23rd of just this last year.
11 minutes past 6 o'clock, 10-second takeaway. It's going to be another gray day today. We had a beautiful day yesterday. We've got that fog out there, so wear your warm layers. Add time to your commute. 35 our high today.
The Inland Northwest is getting around $50 million in federal funding to create the first aerospace testing facility in North America. The project will start at a 600,000 square foot building near the Spokane airport. Many aerospace companies like Boeing send their parts to testing facilities in Asia because there's no place to test them locally. The facility will help develop parts made from a lighter weight plastic polymer to help reduce fuel costs for commercial and military planes.
Where we'll see it's probably a couple of years down the road as companies come in to prove their manufacturing process. And then as they're doing that, we keep them there and they show up, they create a plant or facility here.
The Tech Hub partnership also includes local universities and school districts. Greater Spokane Incorporated says it will work with schools to create a workforce development program. Spokane is one of 31 inaugural tech hubs across the country. The more I'm learning about this, I'm just fascinated by what's coming here.
That's actually the word that came to my mind too. This is fascinating to see this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be watching it closely.
That's for sure. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:12.
It was his final address to the nation as president. Coming up, Joe Biden reflects on his time leading the country and issues a warning about our future.
And this is what your Thursday morning looks like as you're taking a look outside here. We got some fog in some areas. Be careful if you're heading out on the roads. We got more Good Morning Northwest coming up right after this commercial break.
Wait, this gorgeous piece of sofa is on sale too?
Yeah, during the epic sell-off at Furniture Row, everything is on sale. Or score 60 months, no interest financing.
Epic sell-off, woo!
The epic sell-off on now at Furniture Row.
It's a 4-day price crash. Today through this Monday at all Cal locations, where they are loading up the lots with hot buys and big markdowns, plus giving you up to 110% trade-in value for your old ride. Like your deal, love your wheels at Cal.
I'm really grateful to be a first-generation student from my family. The ES scholarship was definitely a game changer.
I never knew how easy it was to start a scholarship. Whatever you can give every year. That's how I sold it to my family. We talked a lot waiting for somebody else to do it. And so we finally decided, no, we're not going to wait. We're going to do it. Graduating from college, it was not even a dream. That's what Eastern has done. We have to continue that. We have to help this precious institution that changed so many lives.
I love that my daughter still needs me, but sometimes I can't help due to burning and stabbing pain in my hands. So I use Nervive.
Nervive's clinical dose of ALA reduces nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days.
Now I can help again. Feel the difference with Nervive.
As temperatures drop, your heating bill will inevitably rise. And with cold weather right around the corner, things are about to get expensive. But Bill's Heating and AC is here to help. We're including a free cold climate heat pump with every furnace while supplies last. You heard that right. Cut your heating bills in half with a new energy-efficient cold climate heat pump for free. We're the area's top cold climate heat pump experts. So don't miss out on this incredible offer. Call Bill's Heating and AC today.
Looks like this will be your last year with season tickets, huh? Let's iron out this big mess. Yeah.
I'm calling the swap team.
At Craig Swap & Associates, we want to make sure that you're really winning.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
4 News Now and STCU are proud to continue highlighting volunteers who go above and beyond with their efforts. STCU Volunteers Count is a project that awards groups and individuals who take volunteering to the next level, donating personal time and financial support to local nonprofits. The winning volunteers will be awarded a grant courtesy of STCU to help further their efforts, and then we'll tell their story. If you know of a local volunteer who deserves recognition, nominate them at KXLY.com.
Watch KXLY Plus over the air on KXLY ABC4. Live updates, breaking news, weather every 10 minutes from the 4 News Now team. Get up to date on the information you need in just an hour. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. over the air on KXLY ABC4.
It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Like the Summit Eurotop for only $379.99, and check out the Buena Vista Firm, now only $474.99, or score 60 months no interest and free shipping. The epic sell-off, on now at Denver Mattress.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor. Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. It is now 6:16. This morning, we are taking a closer look at President Biden's farewell address. Biden addressing the nation one final time from the Oval Office as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to enter the White House. Nicole D'Antonio is in D.C. with some of the key takeaways.
This morning, President Biden sounding the alarm on the future as he prepares to exit the White House. He used his farewell address to the nation to warn of a rising oligarchy, just as tech billionaires flock to President-elect Trump's side.
Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead.
Washington Post associate editor Mary Jordan joined ABC News to spell out what she believes the president hinted at.
He was blunt, unusually clear, and he was, he said that he's really worried about a handful of extremely wealthy people and the power they control.
Biden also touted the long-awaited ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas, a deal he says was a top priority before leaving office.
This plan was developed and negotiated by my team and will be largely implemented by the incoming administration. That's why I told my team to keep the incoming administration fully informed.
The president reflecting on his nearly 50 years of public service, calling it the greatest honor of his life to serve the country.
Only in America do we believe anything is possible. Like a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claremont, Delaware, sitting behind this desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. That's the magic of America.
Biden also called for the end of presidential immunity and term limits for Supreme Court justices. And he said it will take time to feel the full impact of what his administration has accomplished.
I will faithfully execute.
President Biden also wished the incoming administration well as he stressed the importance of a peaceful transition of power. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Well, here is a live look at our Thursday morning. Some of us seeing that fog as we're heading out on the roads. But yeah, take it slow out there.
Yeah, yesterday that sun was amazing when it finally came out.
All right, I have a shot from the morning, and I'm going to be highly scientific and technical here, but we went to the tippy top of Mount Spokane. Okay, the very tippy top. This is the low cloud deck that we had in the morning, and then with the blue sky and the sun burning off that low cloud deck, which then made our afternoon look very sunny, warm, and beautiful. And then you stepped out and you went, oh, it's still a little chilly. So anyway, Sean, thank you very much for sending me this. Our chief engineer, by the way. I gave him an assignment, and he knew what his job was, and to fix whatever was broken. 28 currently into the valley. We got 25 at Spokane International and 29 in Hayden. Very consistent. This has been the pattern all week long, but we'll see that pattern change for the early morning lows coming into the weekend. I've got that coming up. 30 at 9, 10 o'clock, 31. We finally get to normal, about 34 degrees, that average high. 35 is all we're going to get out of this, but we've had that for the last 2 days. But today we'll have more cloud cover. Then, of course, it cools after sunset. We're going to see colder nights coming into the weekend. Radar and satellite, really pretty good for Washington, Oregon, the whole West Coast. Even Southern California not having the winds today that they've had for the last 72 hours. That is the good news there for the West Coast. For us, we're going to remain dry. I know a lot of people really want some snow. We're going to see it in the higher elevations later on today and into Friday. But Spokane, the Palouse, looking to stay out of it. A few flurries possible, but not really expected. Cold temperatures coming out of the north, definitely expected coming in for the weekend. For today, we're going to be at 35. We're going to be 35 in Coeur d'Alene, 36 into Pullman. If you're heading to the Tri-Cities, 45. But remember, dense fog advisory till 8 a.m., but that's from Ritzville all the way to Moses Lake and south. So you're really going to see things slow down there, and we want you to take it easy. Sunshine tomorrow, 31 for the high. Over the weekend, temperatures in the mid-20s. That takes us through Martin Luther King Day, which is Monday, and then overnight lows into the teens. It's going to get cold. Could be some frozen pipes and some frozen kids. So make sure everybody's dressed up.
Bundling up in those scarves.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Mark, thank you very much. It is now 6:21.
Coming up after this commercial break, we got Jack Wallace diving into how a strong Gonzaga offense was the difference maker in their game against WSU. That's next in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. I want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you want to do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Where winning is just the beginning.
All right, it's going to be another good day. Hey, it's cold out, you guys. Families are freezing. They deserve better than that. Let's show them how business should be done. All right, guys, have a great day. Need anything, let me know. Okay, Fixed Rider is free, baby. You know Zags are going all the way this year, right?
Yeah, I do.
Big day. No heat calls, right? We haven't been voted #1 for nothing, you guys. We've worked really hard to earn these customers' trust, and let's show them that we are the best company in town, okay?
Not the best sound to start your day with, is it? Your next decision should be to call Precision. Our professionally trained technicians are here to provide you with award-winning service every time. Our trucks are rolling warehouses, so we can get you back up and running fast. Need a new door? We do that too. And right now, get a new garage door, Wi-Fi opener, and remote combo installed for as low as $34 per month and up to $500 in cashback savings. Call or book online today.
My name is Stephen, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had a large tumor in my left lung in November of 2018. We went through in 2020 doing a lot of end-of-life planning. Summit was very aggressive in my treatment of diagnosis. Since then, with my recovery, we're doing a lot of life events. I love the people there. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center. My wife calls it a miracle.
Once again, it's time for Kerner Furniture's annual January clearance sale. Everything in the store is reduced for clearance, and there's never been a better time to buy. Kerner Furniture's January clearance sale. It's time.
If you remember this commercial, it might be time for some new furniture.
And with the Kerner clock ticking, it's the perfect time during our January clearance sale.
Time for a new Lazy Boy recliner at the lowest prices in town? We've got a few.
Find time to come into Kerner Furniture during our January clearance sale.
Clock's ticking.
Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles, one of the most innovative riff-generating songwriters of the modern rock era, will be live Thursday, March 6th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Welcome to Morning Sports. I'm Jack Wallace. And usually when college basketball teams are putting up 88 points per game and an average margin of plus 18, well, they don't really lose too often. And in the case of Gonzaga men's basketball, that is spot on. But with only 69 on the board this weekend up against Washington State, it was the defense that needed to step up. The fourth best defense in the WCC certainly didn't look like a spot right below bronze. They forced 16 turnovers, 6 steals, and holding WSU to 8 for 21 from three-point land, just 3 for 10 from deep in the second half, and shut down the normally sharp-shooting Dane Erikstrup to just 1 for 5 from deep. They also out-rebounded the Cougs by 3 and saw Dusty Stromer off the bench lead the team in blocks and steals with 2 and 3, respectively. Both he and head coach Mark Few spoke with the media about this great defensive effort.
We came out, we played as hard as we could. I was fighting the bigs all night, and I think I was able to get some steals by just trying to get around the big and take it and move in transition. But yeah, everyone played their tails off defensively, so we had a great night.
I thought our effort and our making plays, I thought it was definitely up there, and just the physicality that it took, because again, they're so much bigger than us, at several of those spots.
Blitz to a 5-0 start in conference play, an average margin of victory by just over 18 points per game in conference. Now next for the Bulldogs, trip south to the Oregon State Beavers, their first meeting in 34 years, and winning in Joe Coliseum will not be easy for the Zags despite their 11-game true road game win streak. Beavs are 10-1 at home this year. Tip-off in Oregon is tonight at 8 p.m. We'll have coverage of these Zags plus the women's team and both Washington State men and women's hoops all in WCC action tonight. But that's all for Morning Sports. Tune in at 6 and Nightside for more sports all around the area.
All right, go Zags.
Go Zags.
It is now 6:25.
Despite dangerous high winds in Southern California yesterday, crews were able to get a handle on the fires still burning around L.A. After the break, Hannah Joy has what conditions are looking like today and how the legal battle over these fires is just heating up.
Plus, big changes coming to downtown Coeur d'Alene. What will replace the historic Johnston building when we come back. And as we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, one of the biggest songs of the summer.
They not like us.
Now the center of an unprecedented lawsuit from the rapper on the receiving end of his lyrical jabs, fellow music superstar Drake. Drake now suing Universal Music Group, where Kendrick is also his label mate, alleging that UMG knowingly approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track, which was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile. UMG firing back, calling the claims illogical.
This is unprecedented when it comes to a rap beef being settled in the courtroom.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what this could mean for Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show. Plus, legal expert Dan Abrams weighs in live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
In an office, a woman clears her throat.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that sore throat.
Vapocool drops?
It's sore throat relief with the rest of Vicks Vapors.
She exhales with a smile.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks Vapocool drops.
We're in a volcano to test Finish Ultimate against tough burnt-on stains. Finish Ultimate breaks them down, cuts grease, and boosts shine for the ultimate clean, even on the toughest days.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Donald Trump, Inauguration Day. David Muir reporting live, Monday on ABC.
Celebrate the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. with style at incredible deals this holiday weekend at More Furniture. You'll find plush sofas and love seats, sectionals in every shape and size, and recliners in a wide variety of styles and colors, all at prices that won't break the bank. And for a limited time, you'll get interest-free financing until 2026. Pay absolutely no interest until 2026. Get free white glove delivery, and we'll pay your sales tax. Visit your local showroom this holiday weekend.
Laundry call. Let's dig deep, people.
When dirt and stink lingers deep, clean deep with new Arm & Hammer Deep Clean Detergent. With micro scrubbers that penetrate deep into fibers, it's our most powerful clean yet. Arm & Hammer Deep Clean. More power to you.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen again.
Voltaren for long-lasting arthritis pain relief.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel.
Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better, to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We're kicking off this half hour with the 4 News Now story tracker and breaking news from the Middle East.
The Biden administration saying it fully expects the ceasefire hostage deal to be implemented Sunday despite the Israeli cabinet delaying it. U.S. officials say if the deal goes ahead as planned, 3 female Israeli citizens will be the first to be released Sunday. Israel's cabinet blames Hamas for reneging on parts of the agreement, while Hamas says it is committed to the truce. It comes amid the deadliest day in Gaza in more than a week. Gaza's Ministry of Health saying Israeli bombs have killed 77 Palestinians since the ceasefire agreement began, including 25 women and 21 children.
It is a new move for women's college basketball players. For the first time, they'll be on an equal footing to their male counterparts. The NCAA unanimously deciding to start paying women's teams beginning with March Madness. Women's basketball has exploded in popularity over the past couple of years. The NCAA title game bringing in a record audience of nearly 19 million viewers, about 4 million more than the men. Just like the men, the money women's conferences will earn will be back invested into their schools and their programs and not go directly to the players. Our Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:31. Thanks for joining us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It's Thursday, January 16th. Let's check in with Mark in your first alert forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's grab a hot cup of coffee or tea, perhaps. Put the kettle on. We do have more clouds expected today than yesterday. It's going to be colder starts starting tomorrow and a cold weekend coming up with possible morning fog each and every day. Just want you to be aware. Right now, low cloud deck in 25, so we don't have the fog here, but the fog is out there, and a dense fog advisory for areas into the Central Basin, again, from Ritzville all the way in through Odessa and Moses Lake. We've seen it sort of move up a little bit out of the Tri-Cities, but we still have fog as you head down 395 into the Tri-Cities. So this is where we see the fog right now. Caution advised as you head out. That goes till 8 o'clock this morning, by the way, for the dense fog advisory. Temperatures into the upper 20s. We've seen this pattern this whole week. We'll see colder temperatures tomorrow, but for today, we're hanging out around 28, 29 degrees. We're going to warm up to 35, just like we have over the past couple of days. The issue today is not as much sunshine. Some sun breaks possible, but not the big blue sky we saw yesterday.
Mark, thanks. Well, new here on Good Morning Northwest, we will learn more today about the burning of 3 ballot boxes in Portland and Vancouver back in October.
Yeah, the FBI is holding a press conference at its Portland office to discuss new information in the case. Surveillance video shows the same car, an early 2000s black Volvo, approaching the ballot boxes before some sort of incendiary device destroyed them. In one case, hundreds of ballots were destroyed. The press conference will begin this afternoon at 1 o'clock. We'll be sure to let you know what we learn on KXLY.com.
Now turning to Los Angeles, where the winds are finally dying down, but the legal battles over this historic fire disaster are ramping up.
This morning, more federal aid is heading to the California fire victims who desperately need it. Hannah Joy is at the Breaking Now desk. Hannah, how's FEMA helping these fire victims at this point?
Robin, right now, FEMA is activating a program to pay for hotel rooms. The agency also says they have received 53,000 applications for its assistance program. Even State Farm plans to offer renewals for some homeowners they had planned to drop. Today, crews are still fighting the 2 largest fires. When we last checked overnight, the Palisades fire was 21% contained. As for the Eaton fire, it's contained by 45%. Meanwhile, many people are frustrated they can't go back into their neighborhoods. And that's because the fire zone is still very, very dangerous.
We have open gas lines, we have exposed water lines, and so they're evaluating each property to determine if it's safe to enter, even for the companies that are going to be coming to repair those.
Here you agency, crews are searching for remains along the Pacific Coast Highway. In particular, the family of Evelyn McClendon is set to file a wrongful death lawsuit. Evelyn died trying to evacuate from the Eden fire. Her family is now suing Southern California Edison. They're the power company actually, that failed to turn off utilities despite the high wind warning. The company has not commented on the lawsuit, but they did release a statement saying, "Our hearts remain with our communities during the devastating fires."
We are talking to individuals about not just what they saw, but what they smelled and they heard.
The cause of each fire remains under investigation. Authorities say more than 150 leads have come from tips. Already, investigators have interviewed witnesses. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. The city of Spokane is growing, and the number of people who speak multiple languages or whose first language is not English is growing with it. That is why the City Council is looking at recruiting bilingual and multilingual applicants by promoting open positions to communities in ways it wouldn't normally. The council says a new ordinance would help it be more accessible for people who speak different languages by having people available as translators for city council meetings or providing translations for city documents.
To City Hall wants to pay their parking ticket or they want to pay their water bill and they speak another language. One of my goals too is to have kind of like a dashboard city-wide. If someone needs help translating, they can go into that dashboard and request that person to come and assist.
If passed, the council is discussing holding workshops and handing out pamphlets as ways to recruit and encourage people who speak multiple languages to apply for city positions. City Council will vote on this ordinance January 27th.
Spokane already faces a shortage of mental health providers. The lack of bilingual professionals is even greater. A new mental health program hopes to change this. Mujeres in Action, also known as MIA, recently started its first mental health program, offering culturally responsive therapy services to Latin survivors of domestic violence or sexual assault.
There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of misconceptions, there's a lot of education that needs to happen, and I think this program will speak directly to our community. It is by and for.
And the program plans to partner with local universities to help train more trauma-informed bilingual therapists in Spokane. Well, if you've been in downtown Coeur d'Alene this week, you've probably noticed the construction and road closures there.
It's really something. Major changes coming to Sherman Avenue, started with demolition. Crews demolished the historic Johnston building that has stood for more than a century at the corner of 2nd and Sherman. This was the moment clouds of dust filled the air as excavators brought down the rest of the structure, making way for a new development. Common thread as the area continues growing.
There's just so much happening, and it seems like it's sort of snowballing, right?
So what is the plan for this plot of land? It'll be home to the new Sherman Tower, part of the Coeur d'Alene Resort. The tower will stand 15 stories tall and feature 139 rooms. The resort says doors will open spring of 2027.
Very exciting.
It's a big deal. It is now 6:37.
Checking back in with Mark as we're kicking off our morning here. Mark, how are those roads looking as we're walking out the door?
I-90 westbound heading out to, say, the airport, I-90 and Geiger. We're showing a little bit of light fog there, allowing a little more time. Up north, north-south corridor and Farwell, actually looking pretty good this morning. Usually it has a lot of fog. We do not have a lot of fog downtown. We got a beautiful shot of the Gonzaga campus. We're going to have a full check of your forecast coming up.
And still to come here on Good Morning Northwest, the lack of movement could be leading to a lack of sleep. How desk jobs and insomnia go hand in hand. That's next.
Plus, lower nicotine levels could be coming to cigarettes and cigars. How those lower levels could lead more people to quit smoking. That's after the break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
The 4-day holiday clearance is on now at Walker's.
Save big on Beautyrest Black and Serta iComfort mattress sets. Or say yes to no money down, no minimum purchase, and no interest financing.
Today through Monday at Walker's.
Not again, Mom.
Looks like this will be your last year with season tickets, huh? Oh, let's iron out this big mess.
I'm calling the swap team.
Wait.
At Craig Swap & Associates, we want to make sure that you're really winning. We get you compensated, and we don't receive a penny until you get paid.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Puck comes out to the blue line. Weinstein open his rip and fires a shot, and he scores!
Saturday, January 18th, in the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, it's Military Appreciation Night presented by Pizza Factory. Your Spokane Chiefs will wear special jerseys to benefit Washington State Fallen Heroes Project. And the first 5,000 fans receive a rally towel courtesy of Pizza Factory. Puck drops at 6:05. Spokane Chiefs Military Appreciation Night presented by Pizza Factory. For tickets, go to SpokaneChiefs.com.
Hey Raptors, we want to rent these 2 chairs for the winter. We're kind of out on being cold this year.
Glad you dig it here, but this really isn't a vacation rental sort of place.
We hear ya, but what if we put on Raptor suits and then suddenly there are 4 of us? Yeah, we'll be your nieces, Layla and Kinley. I'm Kinley, the Raptor, and I love burgers.
I love it!
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Not so sure we're gonna pull this off.
Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're more than just a car dealership. We're family. For the past 53 years, we've been proudly serving our community.
We offer the best vehicles with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
From coast to coast, we've got you covered.
Whether you're looking for an affordable used car, we're looking to upgrade to a new Honda. We're here to make the process simple and stress-free.
It's not just about selling cars.
We give back to local charities and support our community.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Last granny standing. She says she has to hide out in her own house. She's been ordered to evacuate, but she says she's not going anywhere. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:41. Most of the workforce in the country has highly sedentary desk jobs, and a new study has found that those workers are having a hard time sleeping.
Yeah, researchers analyzed data from more than 1,000 workers over 10 years. They found participants whose jobs were sedentary face a significantly higher risk of insomnia. Many experienced short sleep cycles and higher levels of daytime fatigue. If that sounds like you, think about this. Take some short breaks with quick bouts of physical activity. That could help you feel more tired at bedtime. You can even set an hourly alert on your phone as a reminder to get up and move.
Well, right now, nearly 7 million Americans, at least 65 years old, are estimated to be living with dementia. That's according to the Alzheimer's Association. A new study projects those numbers will skyrocket over the next few decades.
There's this baby boom generation that is coming to sort of reaching that age where dementia is much more common, right? And this is a big cohort of individuals. So the country getting older is the big driving factor.
Health officials say the trend can turn around with nationwide policy changes aimed at early prevention and detection, but it's also up to the individual health. Avoiding diabetes and high blood pressure, as well as not smoking, can help.
Here's your 10-second takeaway on this Thursday morning. We're going to see a gray day today, just not as much sun as we had yesterday, which was glorious. Still, that fog is out there to the west of us. Wear your warm layers. 35 the high today.
The Food and Drug Administration has banned the use of red dye number 3 in food, beverages, and medications. The synthetic color additive is made from petroleum and was linked to causing cancer in animals 3 decades ago. Manufacturers using it in food made in or imported to the United States have until January of 2027 to reformulate their products. California banned this in October of 2023.
In another move, the FDA has proposed a limit on nicotine levels in cigarettes and cigars. Previous studies have shown lower amounts of nicotine can help people smoke less and in some cases quit altogether. Comments from the public can be made over the next few months. Officials say the finalization process for the rule could take years to complete.
Good morning, Northwest Time is now 6:43.
A former Spokane journalist and college educator will be behind bars for the next decade on child pornography charges. What police uncovered during their investigation. That's next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
You didn't ask to get in a car wreck, but here you are, injured, out of work.
And the insurance company wants to fight you on everything. You didn't pick this fight.
But you can pick who finishes it.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals?
Let's go!
Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness.
Join the movement.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
Once again, it's time for Kerner Furniture's annual January clearance sale. Everything in the store is reduced for clearance, and there's never been a better time to buy. Kerner Furniture's January clearance sale. It's time.
If you remember this commercial, it might be time for some new furniture.
And with the Kerner clock ticking, it's the perfect time during our January clearance sale.
Time for a new La-Z-Boy recliner at the lowest prices in town? We've got a few.
Find time to come into Kerner Furniture during our January clearance sale.
Clock's ticking.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
When it comes to taking care of your car, trust the family-owned service department that puts you first. At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we don't just fix cars, we keep your family safe on the road. With no hidden fees or surprise charges, you'll always know exactly what you're paying for. And with us, you only pay a 6% tax on parts, never on labor. Come to Coeur d'Alene Honda, where quality service meets honest pricing every time. Call us to schedule an appointment today.
National RV Show today through Monday. Spokane Convention Center. Manufacturers coming from across the country. Grand Design, Jayco, and more. Live band, adult beverages, bank on site, indoors, and more. NationalRVShow.com.
Injured in a car wreck?
Insurance company giving you the runaround?
Delays, excuses, and lowball offers.
Don't get hurt twice.
Get twice the help.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
4 News Now is brought to you by Colville Toyota.
I was a good man for most of my life, and then I wasn't. I stepped into the abyss, downloading videos and images of underage girls.
The 74-year-old man who dedicated his career to journalism and teaching has been sentenced to a decade in prison for child pornography charges. Stephen Smith, the former editor of the Spokesman Review and journalism professor at University of Idaho, was arrested in 2023 for having child sex abuse material on his personal electronic devices.
Prosecutors say Smith paid children ages 10, 11, and 14 to send him pictures on Instagram. He pleaded guilty last fall. When investigators knocked on Smith's door in 2023, they asked if he knew why they were there. Smith replied, "Yes, it's probably from what I've been downloading." Court documents revealed he was chatting with children online when investigators arrived at his home. In court, Smith took accountability for his crimes, apologizing to the community, his students, and the children he exploited.
I thought my moral character, my moral center, was strong. I thought I was a good man. Obviously, not so. Your Honor will shortly sentence me to some years in prison, as we've talked about. But I have to come to grips myself with the fact that those victims have a lifetime sentence.
Smith will serve 10 years in prison, the maximum allotted for a Class B felony.
Here's a live look this morning. Ooh, you can see those low-lying clouds right on the top of the city there.
Yeah, maybe some fog out onto the South Hill as you're leaving and coming down into the valley where it's going to be relatively clear. If you're heading west, you're going to see more fog that's really going to pick up intensity from Ritzville all the way to Moses Lake. And then if you're heading into areas of the Tri-Cities, we've had a continual fog problem the last couple of days. That's going to continue through the weekend. 28 into the valley right now, 29 at 9 Mile. Out at Fairchild sitting at 25 degrees. That's also our official low right now, 25. 24 is the coldest we've gotten so far this season. That's going to change over the weekend. We look at our hour-by-hour forecast. We're going to be hovering around 30 degrees till we get into the noon hour, above freezing finally. We're going to have temperatures into the mid-30s, 35 the high today. That's been the high for the last couple of days, continuing today, and by 7 o'clock, 30 degrees, and everything that may have melted will then refreeze. We have a little bit of energy that's still going to come down. That's going to produce some mountain showers into parts of Idaho, but it's the cold that's going to be coming in. If you're going to be traveling into Montana, the northern plains over the weekend, it is going to be very cold. Wind chills to 20 below zero, breezy. We're going to get some snow out of it, but it's not going to be a winter snowstorm. It is going to be that Arctic air mass that will affect everything all the way into the deep south and then pushing into the southeast. While we are somewhat insulated by the Rockies, will have it impact us a little bit as we'll see temperatures continue to cool into the teens overnight. And our daytime highs will be about 10 degrees cooler than what we're expecting today at about 35 degrees. 31 on Friday. And then the weekend, temperatures in the mid-20s takes us all the way through Monday with overnight lows into the teens. Monday morning, 13. That is the coldest that we're forecasting for our immediate region. And then as we get into Wednesday, we start that warming trend. And you can see we're holding very steady. And then finally, oh yeah, we start to come up by a week from today. So cold air settling in, that's going to impact the kids, the pets, the pipes. We could see some problems with some freezing pipes. Make sure that you're taking whatever, precautions you can. But definitely the furnaces are going to be working a little harder as we get into the weekend.
Yeah, so fun. Bundle up. All right, thanks, Mark. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:50.
Good Morning Sprint's coming up right after this. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
Don't miss the New Year's sale at Consigned Furniture and Jewelry. 20% off already. Everyday low prices in-store and online. For all online sales, use promo code 2025. Visit consignedfurniturenow.com for details.
Consigned Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Planning a trip to 49 degrees north? Make Mistaqua Casino Hotel your home base for an unforgettable ski, stay, and play experience. Store your gear securely in our convenient ski lockers. And after a day on the slopes, relax in our indoor swimming pool, hot tub, or unwind in one of our comfortable, beautiful new hotel rooms. Mistaqua Casino Hotel is located just north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Visit Mistaqua.com for more details.
The future's uncertain, but you're more likely to get a high-paying gig if you're armed with college or career training after high school. WA Grant makes that education affordable or even free. See if you qualify at wagrant.org.
We're on with what's new this morning. What's happening now.
And what's next for you?
Get what's new now
and next at 5 and 6 a.m.
right here.
And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long. Good Morning Northwest and GMA.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away. But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls has been North Idaho's premier flooring shop for over 30 years. From remodels to new construction, they've got your home or business covered from wall to wall. Their expert design team will work with you to find the perfect floor for your lifestyle and budget. They've got the lowest prices. From carpet and area rugs to hardwood, LVP and laminate, if you can dream it, they can floor it. Dream it, design it, live it at Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls.
Don't miss the New Year's sale at Consigned Furniture and Jewelry. 20% off already. Everyday low prices in-store and online. For all online sales, use promo code 2025. Visit consignedfurniturenow.com for details.
Consigned Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:53, and it's time to get you ready to take on your Thursday in the morning sprint.
Mark Peterson tracking a foggy and cloudy day ahead.
Hannah Joy is live in studio with updates on the situation in the Middle East as a ceasefire deal is reached. But despite that, airstrikes have continued overnight as Israeli bombardments have killed 77 people in Gaza overnight. Gaza Civil Defense says it came just hours after the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas.
We've just learned that a key party in the Israeli government is threatening to quit. This is set to happen if Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't return to war in Gaza. Some people are relieved and grateful, while others wonder whether the ceasefire deal can survive beyond the first phase. So the deal is split into 3 phases. The first phase involves a 6-week pause in fighting. Then what could follow is the release of 33 hostages held by Hamas, including 2 Americans. Looking ahead, the second phase involves the release of all living hostages that remain. The details are still undetermined, but the third phase will start the reconstruction of Gaza. If the phases are approved, we could see the first hostages released on Sunday. For updates on this deal, tune in to Good Morning America.
Dense fog advisory in effect for areas just to the west of Spokane, taking us into areas around Moses Lake, Ritzville, all the way up to Grand Coulee. If you're traveling in that area through the 8 o'clock hour, you could see some very dense fog. Also, if you're heading into the Tri-Cities, please be careful. We do have that dense fog that wraps all the way up into Omak. It'll start tapering off, but it's going to be existing all morning long. We're going to see cloud cover, less sun than yesterday, but we could see some sun breaks, and 35 will be our high today.
Today is sentencing day for the couple convicted of killing a 19-year-old and leaving his body in the trunk of a car. John Eisenman and his fiancee Brenda Cross pleaded guilty to killing Andrew Sorensen back in 2020. According to court documents, Eisenman told police he kidnapped and killed Sorensen after he sold his daughter into sex trafficking in a ring in Seattle. Despite there being no proof that actually ever happened, both Eisenman and Cross could be sentenced to life in prison.
Stephen Smith, the former editor of the Spokesman Review and journalism professor at the University of Idaho, was arrested in 2023 for having child sex abuse materials on his personal electronic devices. Prosecutors say Smith paid children ages 10, 11, and 14 to send pictures to him on Instagram. He pleaded guilty last fall. In court, Smith took accountability for his crimes, apologizing to the community, his students, and the children he exploited. He will serve 10 years in prison, the maximum allotted for a Class B felony.
Across Washington in Olympia, Bob Ferguson is sworn in as the first new governor in the state in 12 years, replacing Jay Inslee. The former attorney general will have to focus on the state's $12 billion budget gap. Governor Ferguson is calling for a 6% across-the-board spending cut on his first day in office.
The fate of Washington's ban on the sale of high-capacity magazines is now in the hands of the state Supreme Court. Lawyers for a Washington gun shop argued the ban on magazines that hold more than 10 rounds violates a part of the state constitution that protects the right of the individual citizens to bear arms in defense of himself or the state. But the state argues these magazines are not necessary to make a gun work. Lawyers for the Attorney General's office say since they are accessories, the ban does not violate state or federal constitutions. To see what other arguments were made by both sides, look for this story on KXLY.com.
The Inland Northwest is getting around $50 million in federal funding to create the first aerospace testing facility in North America. The project will start at 600,000 square foot building near the Spokane Airport. The Tech Hub partnership also includes local universities and school districts. Greater Spokane Incorporated says it will work with schools to create a workforce development program.
Today, we'll learn more about the burning of 3 ballot boxes in Portland and Vancouver in October. The FBI is holding a press conference at its Portland office to discuss new information in the case. The press conference begins at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be sure to let you know what we learn on KXLY.com.
If you've been in downtown Coeur d'Alene this week, you've probably noticed the construction and road closures. Well, major changes are coming to Sherman Avenue. It started with a demolition. Crews demolished the historic Johnston building that has stood there for more than a century at the corner of Sherman and 2nd. So what's the plan for this plot of land? It'll now be home to a new Sherman Tower, part of the Coeur d'Alene Resort.
We will be back with the final check of weather, including some fog this morning as you are heading out on the road. Mark's up right after this quick commercial break.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for loud sneezers. Gesundheit. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Celebrate the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. with style at incredible deals this holiday weekend at More Furniture. You'll find plush sofas and love seats, sectionals in every shape and size, and recliners in a wide variety of styles and colors, all at prices that won't break the bank. And for a limited time, you'll get interest-free financing until 2026. Pay absolutely no interest until 2026. Get free white glove delivery, and we'll pay your sales tax. Visit your local showroom this holiday weekend.
Looking for a great time to put Mohawk's Redwood scratch-resistant flooring in your home? Well, this month, we are taking 20% off of installation on Redwood products. So you can have the beauty of wood for less at Brothers Flooring.
Hope you're having a great start to the day. We got some low clouds out there, maybe a little fog on, we know, 5 Mile, also into parts of the South Hill. We've got it all over the central part of the state. If you're traveling, you're going to have to allow extra time. Now, we're going to have temperatures warming up into the mid-30s, a lot like yesterday, except for the lack of sunshine. We'll have some sun breaks, but not the blue sky we had yesterday afternoon. We'll see more sunshine tomorrow. It's going to be 31 degrees, going to be really beautiful, but it's going to be cold. Temperatures in the mid-20s all the way through Monday with overnight lows into the teens, and we really want you to be prepared for that.
Thanks so much for starting your morning with us here on Good Morning Northwest.
And we will see you throughout the morning on Good Morning America. It starts right now.